Hello everybody and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. This is a new game for my channel and it is by, I think it's pronounced Klei Games. And they are it's Klei Entertainment I think. And they are the makers of Don't Starve. So this is a game that it's a side scroller rather than a top down like Don't Starve was. But it is a similar game in that you have to survive as long as you can. And the idea of this one is that oxygen isn't free. So oxygen is something that you have to work for, and you have to harvest resources to gather, and you have to try and survive as long as you can by harvesting these various resources. So let's go in and have a little look at the game, shall we? So in we go. I had terrible trouble recording this because my recording software is DxTory, and it really didn't like sharing the resources for the overlay that I have with this game. So I have nothing to time myself or tell myself that this is recording okay. I'm just going old school with it, so hopefully it'll be alright. Right, so we have Floyd, who is a level 4 architect. And he has good construction. Oh, he's really bad at learning, so he's not going to be a good researcher. We've got no one that's a good researcher, actually. He's good at medicine, though. Likes to get up early in the morning, but doesn't learn very well. But that's fine, because they got the -3 learning, so we know that they're just not going to be very bright. It looks a bit stressed out, honestly. This guy's narcoleptic. He's an interior decorator, so he's expecting huge amounts of decor. No way. Oh, that's better. An iron gut, so you won't get sick as often with like food poisoning. Fantastic. A grease monkey who likes to throw a wrench into the colony's plans in a good way. That's good. Biohazard. All the vitamin C in space can't stop this duplicant from getting sick. Nah. Loud sleeper. In space, everyone can hear you snore. I don't think that's good. Oh dear. Oh, so many bad things. Give me a good one. Give me a better one than that. Yeah, you'll be good. Mole hands. These hands are great for tunneling, but finding gloves is a nightmare. Digging +5. Yeah, great. Yokel. Can't research. That's fine. This guy can research. That's fine. Do you think we can maybe find a better guy than Floyd? I think maybe we can. Well, there was one called Mozzarella. That's hilarious. Let's just blink through until we find someone good. Another yokel. We don't want them to have all the same bad traits. We want them to be a bit spread out. An anemic grease monkey. What's anemic? -5 to athletics, which means that they don't run as fast. But they can do a lot of other cool stuff. He's at +6 to tinkering. I think we'll have this guy because we've got lots of people who are good at athletics other than him. So that's fine. And we can rename them. Ha 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 ha! Oh, let's do some Patreons, shall we? So my newest Patreon is Zangari. Gabriel looks kind of girly, so I'm gonna. I don't know. Is Gabriel a girl or a boy? I think Gabriel's a boy actually, so I'm gonna go with De Pomp. And Turner can be a shale. So there we are. That is all of my people, I think, that are on the Patreon list. So after these 3 have been named, then it's open to everyone. There we go. And my colony is the Serene Hovel. No, it's not. It's going to be Sheila Labs. Subterranean. I really hope I'm spelling this right. Subterranean. Shack. I probably spelled that so wrong. But I don't care. Ha 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 ha. Let's go. Okay, so this thing here is a massive 3D printer that prints humans. I know. So, this guy wants to tell me that, with his cracked little spacesuit, my crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. It might be best to start digging. Begin. So we're here. We have a little bit of food. We have some oxygen here. We have a room next door. And that's about it at the moment. So, what can we build? We can build nothing at the moment because we don't have we haven't dug anything yet. So I think the first thing we need to do is dig. And I would like to dig through into this area next door that has some plants and stuff. So let's do that as our first task. Basic controls. Mouse wheel, WASD, space for pause. Dig, like I did, build, over here. They have to have accessible things, so they need a tunnel that's too high for them to be able to move through, and I think they can only reach about 3 high above them as well. So now I've got some stuff, I can build. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll build this like little layer 4 high, and then all of my other layers are going to be 3 high. I think that's what we'll do. So the colony requires some toilets. Okay, well we can make that in a different room I think. So we'll make... Oh, I want to dig. That would be better, wouldn't it? So I'll make a little room in here. And it can have... Well, we don't have a door yet. We need some metal before we can have a door. Let's see where there's some metal. Tons of metal around here. So we'll go and dig over there later. Some metal... Oh, there is some metal in the room above us as well. Now, we've got some overlays up here. This one's for oxygen. So it tells me that there's some really good rooms underneath us with a lot of oxygen in. But that there... Is that water? Yeah, so they've got good oxygen, but they've also got water in them, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. But we can dig down a bit before we hit anything that's going to really cause us a problem with breathing. Across here, looks like the air is a lot worse. Yeah, there's absolutely no oxygen in there at all. There's oxygen there. There's a little bit of oxygen in here, but there's some slightly toxic air as well that we don't want. So we best not to dig over there to start with. There's things that we'll be able to do later on to make that air breathable. Okay, so our toilet area is now dug out. Or actually, should we maybe do a bedroom area and then have a toilet area that's like a little bit further on? Because we can make some cots, I think. I'll need somewhere to sleep. If I do... I'll give them a space in between. We need 3 beds to start with, so we need to dig a little bit more. And then I'll do some space for some toilets. So this can be the toilet area. And we should build the toilets in there. Where are the toilets? Under furniture, I think. No, they're not under furniture. Where are they? Plumbing? Plumbing! Outhouse. We've got it right over here. And then out of the way. And we'll put a door there. So they've got a little ensuite. How good is that? Oh, do you know, I don't think I wanted that quite there. Alright, we're going to dig this out. I wanted it 1 more. And then we can put tiles in just to separate. Put tiles there. There, outhouse. I know it's hard work, guys. You can do it. Okay, so they're getting there with this. I think I can put that down now. Yeah, I think you can put it down even if there's rocks there, actually. And then I want to get metal for a door eventually to go in these areas. Okay, so above us we have quite a lot of metal that we can mine out, but we kind of need to get up there to do that. So what I'm going to do is build a ladder. there's also a lot down below. Let's have a look where the oxygen is. Let's be clever about this. So there's a lot of oxygen around here. That's all dirt, though. But this would be a really good place to dig down to get to these bits of water. So I think what I'll do... have to think about this. To properly think about it. Let's just build you another bed first, actually. We've got an outhouse and a bed. That's good times. Insufficient dirt? Oh wow, we need to dig some more dirt, apparently. Well, let's dig some more dirt. Let's build a way down. Actually, yeah, let's build a way down over here. Into this ledge. And we'll build a ladder there. Going down there. And then I can mess about with the rooms a bit later. So Ashale is off to work making the ladder. And we need another bed. So we have our bedroom, our ensuite toilet. There's a room up there that's got some oxygen in it as well, which might be handy. We make that a spare bedroom for any new colonists we get, but we'll stick with the 3 for now until we know that we're doing well for all our stuff, basically. So we've got the massage table here, which is quite good for their stress levels. Although they're not too stressed at the moment, they're 0% stressed. So this shows the population, this shows how many days you've played, this shows how high the stress is, and that's how much food you've got in calories. Generally 1 bar of something is 1,000 calories, so that means we've kind of got 22 food, 22 meals, or whatever you want to call it. So if I go down here, that means I can go and mine out some metal, just to get started really with sort of making things that need metal, which is stuff like the doors. We need metal for that. I think we need metal to make our microbe musher, so that's like a food synthesizer. We'll need it for a lot of stuff we haven't researched. Oh, we can make medical pots anyway. And I think we need it for floor lamps as well. So all of those things will need that. I think there was like a research bench or something I could make somewhere as well. Oh, generators, batteries, all that sort of thing we'll need metal for. Where? Oh, stations. Here we go. Research station, supercomputer. They'll all need metal. So let's dig in some metal. Oh, what's that? Oh, good grief. A hatch. A nocturnal scavenging creature which will consume any minerals within reach that will fit into its wide mouth. Oh wow, can we beat it up? I don't know how to beat things up. I didn't have to beat anything up in the last one. Jobs. Combat. They all have combat, so they will attack wild creatures. Can we? Right, we can only turn them on and off. We can't really prioritise them, seemingly. Okay, that just makes them do everything, but we can turn things off. I imagine they just have to... Can't tell them to prioritise killing that thing, so I imagine they just have to do it when they feel like it. That's fine. I'm going to dig that out there so they can have access to water. I'm hoping it won't flood. The water mechanics can be a bit strange in this. I'm hoping it will stay on that level. It might not, but at least the ladder's a little way up, so... We'll see what happens. And they don't mind walking in water a little bit. Okay, so they're all having a sleep now, so I'm just going to speed everything up. Because they're pretty boring when they're asleep. But they do a cute little snoring sound. Listen to them snore. How cute are they? They look a bit cold, actually. There's a temperature overlay. They're temperate, apparently. Shale's a narcoleptic. just had a little nap in the middle of the day. I don't know whether that's actually any kind of, like, if there's an advantage to that, maybe? Well, I'm not really telling them to do anything at the moment, so I think I need to just slow it down so that they're not, like, wasting a bunch of time. And we'll try and get down here, maybe. Take the ladder down a bit further. There's all sorts of plants and stuff down there, and it's nicely oxygenated. At least I think it is. Yeah. So definitely a worthwhile little space to go and check out, because we've got this oxy light. That will eventually wear out though, so I need to be careful about how much I expand the space, and I need to just try and make it the way I want. So we can harvest some of these plants for food. Some we can't, some we can. So I'll go and get the food out of them while it's still around, because I'm going to be building some stuff there as well. Oh, they all need the toilet. How charming. And one thing we can also do is to start sort of building in a bit of a floor down here. Don't need to build that much of a floor. I'll build a nice little floor down there. And we can build ceilings. We can start to build doors in eventually as well. I think we may have enough to do the doors. No, we don't have enough. We haven't started to mine down there yet. So we're getting some food in. Food is always good. Okay, so the next thing I think I need to build is actually going to be somewhere to store all of this stuff. Where am I going to build that? I think the floor to here is going to be here, so I'm going to actually dig out so that it's a three high room basically that we're making here. There we go. Lovely stuff. I'm going to put tiles there as well, because that's just annoying me. Okay, so they've got the bedroom, they've got the toilet. Now, I don't really want to put a tile up there because that's their oxygen supply, so I want to try and keep that relatively untouched. And what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to make it so I'll dig it out a little bit. Dig this whole area out. Then I'm going to put a floor down here before I start building anything else. I don't know whether we can dig up these plants eventually, maybe. Convert it into a seed. I can dig it up and I can make it a seed. I would like to do that. I can put a floor in. There's other places where we can dig up more food up here as well, which is really good. So we've got this sort of corridor of rooms that we're going to use just as our like little starter base. So what I want to do as well is dig this like kind of square. I'll probably just tile that in. Tile that in. Gonna just put a ceiling in from this area onwards at this height. So we'll cancel that one. Because there's not actually a reason to have anything 4 high. I might move the beds eventually if that's something I can do. Can I can deconstruct it and refund all the resources. So if I wanted to put something else in here that was 4 high at a later date, then I could do that. So it's a good start there. There are things that are 4 high that I will probably end up putting in there instead of bedrooms. Now then, that area, I do not remember if that had oxygen or not. It doesn't. These areas above do. So they are worthwhile going to check out. So I need to build a ladder down here as well. I think I just told them to dig and that's no good. You need to tell them to build a ladder. Otherwise, they can't get down there. They're like, well, I can't get down there. What are you telling me to do that for? So you've got a big old ladder going all the way down to the depths of the earth. And this area I'll probably just keep as is for a while, and we can harvest the mealwood and the muck roots. I do want this area for things like storage, things like I can start putting my electricity generation there, all that sort of thing. So we do have the metal for a door now. A door there and a door there. And a door probably about there, I would imagine. And then we'll put tiles here. Lovely. Actually, you know what? And then we can just go up one and have this as a bigger area. I just like my three high ones because they can reach that high. To put a ceiling up here, I'm going to have to put tiles and they're going to have to jump on them to make the ceiling, which is kind of annoying. Okay, you can go a bit faster now because I've given you some jobs to do. So, they need a food source and they need oxygen generation. So to generate oxygen, there's a few things we can do. We can put in an algae deoxidizer. And we can also put in an algae terrarium once we've built it. And for now, we need some power, because without that we can't get our oxygen going. So this room will be our power room, I've decided. And I'm going to put a generator right in the middle of it there. And then I'm going to put a couple of batteries quite close by. There, and eventually there. I need to put the tiles in where I've moved the plants, don't I? Put the tiles in there. Make it a proper room. So eventually we're going to have a battery and a generator there. And once that's all in, I can put an oxygen producing machine in there as well. Which will work on algae. So we do need to see if we can find some algae. They're all having a sleep now though. I'm not seeing much algae around. There's a little bit down here. But I've got to be careful not to mine into this water. And over here there's a biome that looks like it has a lot of slime and clay and things like that in it, which will be quite handy later on as well. But I'm not seeing tons of algae on this map, and that can be a problem. There's some up here. There's some in here. I don't like not having algae, it's not good. Yeah, I think I'm going to continue this ladder. I'm going to go up. I'm going to deconstruct that ceiling there. I'm going to send the ladder right the way up here. I cannot draw in a straight line today to save my life. I don't know what that's about. Honestly. Sheila, draw in a straight line. No! Okay, so we're going up and we're going down. Oh no! Water is coming in. Right, so what we need there is a tile to block that water in. And that needs to be a priority. Well done, guys. So unfortunately we've got a bit of water there, but that should just flow onto the floor down there. And what we can do instead is we can dig a tile maybe up here and make a platform above the water. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. So if you dig me a little tunnel there, please. And we'll put a tile in there just to reinforce the floor a bit. Okay. I'll probably tile the whole lot once they've dug it. And that way they can have like a sort of kind of fishing pier thing going on. Which I think will be very good. Okay, so this base is coming along nicely now. So we're digging into all of the nice open areas that we've been given as kind of freebies that have got oxygen in them. We do now have our generator. Someone will run on there like a little hamster and they can charge up the battery. What I'd also like in here, somewhere, I don't know where the best place to put it would be, but I want some storage. This is food storage, but they need other storage. So we'll just give them one storage for now. We'll just pop it in here. We could probably have quite a few side by side, just in there, just to store all the stuff that we're digging up. Because at the moment it's all on the floor, and that sucks. So what I can do is I can say, like, sweep all this stuff off the floor, please. Sweep it all. Put it all in storage. Thank you very much. And they should do it. But we're starting to run out of oxygen a little bit. You can see pockets of red coming in now, and that's where I think it's like sort of contaminated oxygen or carbon dioxide is just like sitting on the floor in little pockets, and it will start to get bigger and bigger and take over a lot more as we don't replace the oxygen. So we need to replace the oxygen. So one thing we need to do now for the power is to get some wires in. So we need to wire up, and it all connects into these little plug sockets. So we'll wire those up. And we'll wire them together. So now we've got the battery and the treadmill. So he's just charging up the battery there. Very good. And that will allow us to get some oxygen production in this room. So I can build an algae deoxidizer. Cannot speak today to save my life. And we can again plug that in, like so. Oh yes, one thing I haven't done, you need to tell it that it can hold everything. The storage, you need to tell it what it's allowed to hold. And it's quite handy because it's really useful to sort things out by saying you can and can't hold this. So that's why all the stuff I was telling them to sweep off the floor wasn't being picked up. I may need to build another, look, it's half full already. I think I might need to build another one. So I think it's under furniture. No, it's not, it's under base and storage. We'll build maybe two more. Put them right next to each other. I don't see why not. It's good to use all the space that we've got. So hopefully that'll make the base a little bit tidier and make them a little bit happier. I love how Shale just keeps having little tiny naps in the middle of just like working. He's just like working away, has a little tiny nap on the floor. Off he goes. So we're still 0% stress, so they're still really relatively happy at the moment. You just wait. You just wait. You won't be that happy for long. So I make a little pier there for them to get water from. They dropped some sandstone in the water, but that's okay. Gonna make that pier. Good. Right, so that's nice. That they can just do whatever they want with that water. They can go and gather from there. That's all good. Okay, and we've got this little room here. We could actually put a 3-high room underneath there as well if we wanted to. But I was mostly just doing that to get all the metal out, to be honest. Okay, so I think the next thing we need to do, because we're not actually really making much oxygen, I think, oh no, we're nearly making as much as we need actually. We're very, very close to making what we need. So we're going to start on some research. But I think that we're going to do that next time. Because we are at what I think is the end of the episode. So we've done a really good job of just starting the base off, getting a place for them to sleep, a place for them to go to the loo, a place for them to store stuff, and we've done the very starts of our electricity production. And that will allow us, and our oxygen production, and that will allow us now to do some more interesting and funky things. So that's the end of the episode for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, then please leave me a like below. If you would like to see more oxygen not included, then please subscribe to the channel and I will let you know when the new videos are out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.